Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Valerie for those of you who are new, and I make lifestyle videos here on YouTube. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it so you get notified every single time I drop a new video. So I am going to talk about the Selena series. So if you guys don't know already, I made a video actually last year about my experience at the Selena Museum. This opinion is totally not biased from like what happened. Nothing that happened there has, you know, made me hate the family or make me want to look at the family in a different way. If you guys haven't watched that video, I recommend you watch that, I guess, after or before this, and I'll put the link here. So let me just get right into it, you guys. I actually liked it, and I think it's because I really do enjoy like cheesy, like low production or like lifetimey type vibes in shows. I like to watch stuff like that. So okay, with that being said, so if you're watching the series and thinking it's going to be anything like the 1997 movie with J-Lo, like stop, you're gonna be extremely disappointed. Obviously a movie is going to be boom 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 really fast, trying to get everything into an hour to 2 hours, where the series is going to develop and give us a little bit more of a backstory. So I think Suzette is the one that executive produces the show, and you can tell because they're gonna give you, the show gives you the backstory of how they came from poverty, how they pushed forward, and it's a lot of, it's a lot from AB, it's a lot from Abraham and Suzette. So it's obviously their opinion. It's just something that I did not like because I wanted more of Selena. So I was expecting more of, you know, of her, like focusing on her and what she did and how she felt, and I don't know, just more her talking. She didn't give me main character vibes at all. That being said, I did ask like my family in, you know, our group chat. I was like, how do you guys feel about it? My cousin said, I think Christian Serrato's looked more like Selena than she did like J-Lo, and I completely agree. I think definitely a lot of people had a problem when J-Lo played Selena in the initial video because she was Puerto Rican and she wasn't Mexican. She did have, you know, favorable qualities, but still J-Lo didn't even look like Selena. The body kind of was there, but and it was better. It was better than the body that we get with Christian. And when they were casting for the series, there was somebody that actually, maybe it was for the movie, there was somebody that, you know, Abraham really liked to play Selena because she was almost exactly like her, but she couldn't act. And so I think that was like some of the problems that they were facing, or that they face when you go into playing somebody, is finding someone that's almost completely identical and that can act. And I think they said it should have been called the Quintanilla series. Like I said, you'll see a lot of Abraham, AB, and Suzette's point of view, obviously not Selena, which is something that annoyed me. But then I was like, but like they pointed out, you can't really get the perspective of someone who's dead and can't tell you how they felt during that moment or recalling those moments. Someone said, I have such mixed feelings. Selena has been my hero since I was a little kid, but the Quintanillas, except for Selena and her mom, are trash and exploit her. I also am so heartbroken for her husband, as he was in the dark about everything in our family, was very unkind to him, and tried to sue him for writing a book about her. Why is it okay for them but not him? I ended up watching the series and it was okay. I really am glad her legacy is going strong and that the series is #1 in the US, Uruguay, Argentina, and Mexico. And I did enjoy some parts, but definitely conflicted. I loved it. People keep comparing it to the movie and her to J-Lo and saying the show is bootleg and low budget, but I appreciated it for what it was, a glimpse into her childhood and all their old music, and seeing her and Chris's story, I got emotional a few times. I really wanted it to like it, but the acting seemed off. I did like it that it gave a little bit more in-depth look. It lacks the emotional connection that the movie was able to create. I did love the backstory and all the sacrifices they went through to reach their success. And then I liked it even after all the criticism of the bad wigs and casting. My other cousin said, I agree with that one thing I really wanted to take from the series is how her singing career started the 70s and 80s. The Selena movie only shows her once at the carnival, and then boom, she's fabulous, like famous. And Suzette has said time and time again in interviews that they had to work really hard to get where they ended up. So I think that that was very important because this series will highlight where she got her likes from, why she talks the way that she was. A lot of people were really mad how whitewashed or Americanized. I'm sorry, but Selena was Mexican-American from Texas. And if you watch interviews of Selena, you will see that she doesn't speak like any other, like she speaks like how Texans speak. She has a little bit of an accent. She has that southern accent. So you definitely get that from her. Remember, like Selena is the poster child for Yo no sabo kids. It's like they don't speak Spanish correctly, but they try, and I think that's why a lot of people liked her. They felt reflected. So ability to keep it real, knowing that, hey, I don't know that much Spanish, but I'm gonna try to speak it, and I want to connect with y'all even though I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Like even a lot of people will laugh and look at the interview which she did with Cristina on Univision, and when she says she's trying to say 14, she ends up saying 14. Yeah, so I mean, it's just that is pure Selena character. The series, it showed us how Abraham came back from the army, started his family, showed AB about music, and then Selena ended up having the talent that he was looking for. So Selena said this in her interview that she liked to be the center of attention, and she would do things like sing around the house and do things so that like she could be recognized by her dad. And so then her dad one day was just like, you have the talent, and that he immediately saw dollar signs in his eyes. And a lot of people have been running with that and saying, yes, girl, he did, and he's been exploiting you ever since. But like they painted the show to make them look really good. Very little problems, more like discussions or arguments that were very small and light, and more like disagreements. Nothing was really like big. Everything was just kind of like, oh, you did this? Okay, I didn't like that. That they painted her dad to actually not be as mean, but definitely still show that he was ambitious, but not as mean as it seemed like he was in the movie. They also painted AB out to be a family man. So they showed a lot of how hard AB struggled with his family, and then the family that he had made by having, you know, his kids and his girl or his wife at the time, and how he struggled with that. They showed him being such a good dad, like, you know, actually being present and being there. Now, I don't know anything about AB, and I'm not trying to bash him or anything like that, but I feel like they were showing that for a reason, to show like AB was going through a lot of stress, you know, producing a #1 like hit for Selena, and he struggled with balancing that in his family, and that was really tough. So I guess they really wanted to show that that side of AB that we definitely did not get in the movie. And when it came to Suzette, this is something that kind of really bothered me. So, and maybe it's just me reading into things, but I felt that they tried so hard to make sure that we knew that Suzette was not jealous at all of Chris and Selena's relationship. Not at all. The anger from their relationship came from the fact that if their dad found out that they had that relationship going on, that their band would be over. Chris would be out. Everything would be done for. So I felt like they emphasized that a lot, and also they made sure that we knew that her husband Bill was in the picture, and that she was very much in love with him, and that she was very much only had eyes for him, and that he was such a good guy and very respectful, and that she did things the right way, not how Chris and Selena were doing things. So I felt that was kind of like problematic, but also I felt that it was like very important for Suzette to put that in there, because I know that she knows that she gets criticized and gets thought of as jealous towards her sister, because that's how it came off. Whether that's the case or not, solo ella sabe. So let me talk about, I guess, what I like. So other than that, I kind of give you a recap of the story. It was the background story that we really didn't get with the movie. So it really dove into what Selena liked to do in the 1980s and what she dressed like and what she acted like and like her inspirations, talking about it more. Really how strongly she did want to cross over into the English language, and even how she did her album covers and how all of that came about. So I really liked that. I really liked that backstory. I'm a sucker for small details, like when they share how Selena got her name, or how they share how about Abraham's family and how they've always been pushing against all odds and stuff like that. It kind of shows you like why they are the way that they are and how they always just fight and push for the next, you know, best thing. And so I do like that. I like people's backstories. I think that Christians did a really good job in showing her Selena's sweetness, Selena's funniness, Selena's even in her voice, her softness. I think she did a really good job in that. Like her Spanish was a little bit better than Selena's when she would speak. I thought that the outfits were pretty on point. And a lot of the performances, it was nice, refreshing to see. I like how they showed Suzette becoming just such an inspiration. That was really neat to know. I even teared up a little bit thinking about how does she feel? She didn't even want to be a drummer. She didn't even want to do anything about music, and then something like that happened where someone was like, hey, you're inspiring me to be a drummer girl, and that's not very common. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. For AB, I kind of appreciated him more. I liked him in the Cumbia Kings, but after that I just kind of stopped liking him. But wow, he really went through a lot, and that just makes you kind of understand people a little bit more. So what I didn't like, you guys, these are things that I didn't like, but were not going to stop me from watching season 2, and are not going to stop me from watching, part 2, and are not going to stop me from recommending to watch the series. I still think that you should watch it. The lip syncing, it really bothered me, but that's just me being critical. Like I said, come on, it's a singer slash dancer slash performer. Just get those things right about her. I didn't like the exaggerated body. So a lot of people were like, Selena was thick and curvy. She was body positive. This was her, blah, blah, blah. And then we have Christian, who's skinnier and who's on this side. Look, I've been on that spectrum where I've been skinny. I've struggled with gaining weight. I've struggled with people always say fat shaming. I've struggled with being way too skinny, where you eat so much, your metabolism's so fast that you don't gain weight, and you're self-conscious about your body. I get it. I'm not attacking her in that sense, but she is acting as Selena. So if body doesn't matter, why put the butt pads in? Why? And I don't think it was her call, obviously, but why do that? So obviously her appearance did matter. I think we've all dressed, or many of us have dressed up as Selena once or twice in our lives, or put on the bangs or the red lipsticks and the hoops and the donde quiera que estés, been dancing in our room to Selena. And I just felt that was really, I don't know, really threw me off. Her skinny legs, and the butt pads, just. And then the last thing was, guys, and you guys know this, the wigs. Oh my gosh, they were so bad. They were something that I would have gotten at Party City. I was like, oh my gosh, these wigs are so bad. Hold on, I'll show you. So I think the verdict is here that obviously we know that there was bad wigs, and the casting maybe wasn't completely accurate or whatever, but so far they're doing a really good job in giving us that backstory that I think we all wanted. And yes, it is a little bit more about the Quintanillas, but it's what makes Selena Selena, and obviously it's just showing us more of the life around Selena, because they can't really give us Selena's perspective because she is not here. I love that. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you appreciated my honest opinion to that one person who requested this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.